Hey, what up guys, my name is SPASTIC Rabbi of the SPASTIC Gaming clan, and I'm bringing you some information about Black Ops, the next game in the Call of Duty series, which comes out November 11th, 2010. I'm going to show you guys some of the guns that have been confirmed in the game through the E3 gameplay or the first trailer. I'm also going to show you some guns that could possibly be in it that have not been confirmed yet, and some killstreaks. If you haven't seen the E3 gameplay or the first trailer, I would go check it out definitely before watching this. Also, obviously, I can't predict exactly what guns are going to be in the game, but I'm just going to give you, going to tell you what guns were commonly used in the Vietnam War, and hopefully I'm right. So first, I'll start with some brief background information. Vietnam was divided into two different countries: North Vietnam, which was very communist, and South Vietnam, which was not. North Vietnam wanted the whole country to be a communist nation, and that's when the U.S. and its allies tipped in to stop the spread of communism. This war went very poor for the U.S. and its allies, and eventually they backed out. I personally think it's because of their lack of knowledge in a jungle environment. Some terms you should know that I might mention throughout this video are NVA, or North Vietnam Army, NLF, National Liberation Front. NVA and NLF are the same exact thing, so there's your Communist Army. Next we have the Viet Cong, which is Southern troops that were for communism, so they were in the South, but they were fighting against the ARVN. I forget what it stands for, but the ARVN is the U.S. and Allied forces fighting with the Southern Vietnamese people against communism. Vietnam was a very poor country at the time, and they couldn't afford proper weaponry, so the South Vietnam got most of their weapons from the U.S. and its allies, which were Australia, South Korea, New Zealand, and Britain. The North Vietnam got their weapons from communist allied nations, which were the Soviet Union and China. Also, a lot of World War II weapons were used, but eventually, especially in the ARVN, they were replaced by newer and better weapons. Okay, first I'm going to start out with the possible weapons for the United States and Allies. And first we're going to do assault rifles. Our first assault rifle is the M1 Garand. It's the same thing as one used in World War II. Then we have the M1 Carbine, which was a semi-automatic rifle, and it replaced the M1 Garand. The M2 Carbine replaced the M1 Carbine, and it was only different because it had optional full auto. It was made towards the end of the war, however, and it didn't get much use. Next we have the L1A1, which was the standard issue weapon for Australian forces. It was much more successful than the US standard issue weapon, which is the M16, as you'll see later. The L1A1 also had a higher caliber and held more ammo. Next we have the XM117E2, otherwise known as the M18, otherwise known as the Colt Commando. It had the caliber of an assault rifle, but it was classified as an SMG for some reason. It had high recoil, making it very inaccurate. It's also the father of the M4 Carbine in COD 4. It's also confirmed in Black Ops. The M14 was standard issue rifle to start off the Vietnam War. It was soon replaced by the M16E1, which after a modification became the M16A1. The M16 was first introduced in the Vietnam War and is now used by 15 NATO countries. During the Vietnam War, it was usually shot semi-automatic or fully automatic, but because it's famous as a 3-shot burst weapon in the Call of Duty series, we'll see what Treyarch does with it. Our next category is the submachine guns. Our first submachine gun we're going to do today is the Thompson. Same thing as used in World War II, but it was soon replaced by the much cheaper M3A1, otherwise known as the M3 Grease gun. Don't let its name fool you, the Madsen rifle is actually a submachine gun. It was properly used by American forces. Now we got some other machine guns. Our first one today is the BAR, otherwise known as the Browning automatic rifle. Same thing as World War II, but it was replaced by the M60 general purpose machine gun, otherwise known as the Pig. Every unit had an M60, and in fact, every member of every unit carried extra ammo and an extra barrel in case the main machine gunner died. It's also related to the M240 of Modern Warfare 2, as a modification was made and then more were made in that series. It's also a direct descendant of the M60E4 of COD 4. The M2 Browning was standard issue heavy machine gun, and in fact, it was often used with a modified barrel and a sniper scope as a full sniper. Speaking of snipers, I actually don't have that much to show you or talk about, but in the Vietnam War, there was a Remington, there was a Winchester, there was an M40, which is actually the father of the M40A3 of COD 4. There's also an early M21 of the M21s, and basically it was a beefed up M14 with a sniper scope. Now I'm going to show you some other stuff that isn't actually a gun, including the M2 flamethrower, same thing that was in Call of Duty World at War and used in World War II. We got claymores. And we also got an M34 white phosphorus grenade. This grenade, when thrown, shot out white phosphorus smoke, which caused temporary suffocation and blindness, so it might be used like a T-bone gas, like in World at War, if you don't remember. Okay, now on to some communist Vietnam possible weapons. As I said before, a lot of these weapons were obtained from the Soviet Union and China, communist allied nations. A lot of World War II guns were used, including the German MP-40, the Soviet PPSH-41, the Soviet Sturmgewehr STG-44, the Soviet PPS-43, the Japanese Arisaka, the German Kar-98K, the Soviet Mosin Nagant, the Soviet Tokarev TT, and the Japanese Nambu. You may notice some non-Soviet and non-Chinese weapons in there, and that's because during World War II, Russia had acquired some German weapons and China had acquired some Japanese weapons. Some of the model weapons at the time were the Soviet SKS semi-automatic rifle, and there was the French MAT-49 submachine gun, and it was acquired from France when they were colonizing the Indochina region of Asia. Here are some of the weapons that have been confirmed in Black Ops so far. First one is the AR-15 assault rifle, as seen here. Got the AK-47 assault rifle. Got the AUG Steyr light machine gun. MP5K prototype submachine gun. We got the .357 Magnum revolver. We got the RPK light machine gun. And our last gun is the Colt M911 pistol. There were other weapons that were confirmed, but these are the only ones that I really thought were worth showing. Okay, so they were recon planes, so they're definitely going to have those, maybe even some jammers. There was an AC-119, which was the earlier AC-130. There was plenty of gunships and Heinz and attack helicopters. They're also probably going to stick with, the airdrop and the emergency airdrop, and probably with the stealth bombers. There's also a bunch of B-52 bombers. That was very popular. There's the A-7 bomber. Okay, so in terms of actual bombs, a lot of cluster bombs were used. There's also daisy cutters, which are huge bombs that would explode. I guess nukes were possible, they weren't actually used. Also seismic bombs. Also guided bombs were used. Something like a Predator missile could actually be possible. Okay, so what I think would be pretty cool is in the Vietnam War, the North Vietnam were very primitive and they used a lot of booby traps, like simple booby traps. I think a kill streak would be cool if you reach a certain kill streak or whatever, and you could be able to put down a couple booby traps like randomly along the map, so if enemy walked over them, they'd die. Another thing that would be cool is in the Vietnam War, Americans sprayed a lot of pesticides and Agent Orange and napalm that would help to destroy the jungle and show some of the cover that the Vietnamese were using to hide. So you spray napalm or something, and that would be used as an EMP or something. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, so I don't have much to say so far about the about Black Ops after seeing the trailer and stuff, but I'm pretty excited for the multiplayer review trailer we're going to put out because I don't really care about single player, and also the Nazi zombies I can't wait for. I'm also really excited because I'm a big Treyarch fan. I was a really big fan of World at War. It was my favorite game because Treyarch they patched a lot quicker than Infinity Ward did. I don't know. I just thought they were better, so I'm pretty excited. But yeah, so thanks guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to SpasticGaming. Peace.